Australian made and owned, Hi-Tech Oils is one of the largest oil blenders in Australia with a truly national profile, supplying an extensive range of oils, coolant, grease, batteries and much more for all businesses and consumer needs. Choose Hi-Tech Oils for peace of mind.
On today's show, we head across to the French Alps and to Lans-En-Vercours as the 2018-19 Andros Trophy fast approaches its dramatic conclusion with the fifth and penultimate round of France's prestigious ice racing series. Then we return to Australia and head to Springmount Raceway west of Cairns in far north Queensland for the latest instalment of the nitro-eating monsters of drag racing that are the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars. And later in the show, we return to Europe and head to Donington Park in the UK for rounds 4 to 6 of the 2019 British Touring Car Championship. This is Speedweek.
Welcome to round 5 of the Andros Trophy, the penultimate round of the series held in Lans-En-Vercours, just 30 minutes from Grenoble, and again this season treated to perfect weather and glorious ice conditions. Before we get into the action, let's take a look at rear wheel steering which the cars have, and it works based on a mechanical cam. That links the steering at the front and the rear, basically moves the rear wheels in the opposite direction to the front, giving the car greater turn-in alacrity, particularly useful here on this slippery surface. Well, there are a whole lot of different possibilities for the rear cams. The steering angle on one side and how it compares to the steering at the front. 15 different possible positions. We can create more depending on the needs of the track and of the driver. This picture shows exactly what's going on. We check how it works with the data that shows exactly what the car is doing in a lap, with the front steering there, the rear steering there, and all based where the car is on the circuit. All this enables us to refine with the driver the best cam for the track and for his own style and needs, and to make changes if we have to. On the Besse and Boccalacci car, the system is, as usual, placed in the engine compartment at the back of the car, but there are other possibilities. Their sister car is an older design, and that looks altogether different. To see it, we have to look inside the car. So, everything you'd expect to see is here, steering wheel of course, and the cam is between the front and the rear of the car in this small box. The system works exactly in the same way, so as soon as you turn the steering wheel, the cam moves and regulates the angle and the time when the rear also steers. We're here at Lans-En-Vercours. There are two right-hand hairpins, one at the top, one at the bottom end of the track, and these are absolutely critical in guiding the team to make the right cam setting decisions. Let's take a look at the qualifying heat results from the first day of action in the Elite Pro class. You'll see Jean-Baptiste Dubourg's name right at the top, ahead of Aurélien Panis and Benjamin Rivière, but no sign of Franck Lagorce, one of the championship challengers, crashed out in the qualifying heat. Bad news for him and for his championship challenge. The top 8 go through into the super final, the top 7 into the Super Pole runoffs. Triple reigning champion Jean-Baptiste Dubourg gets his chance to score more points with the Super Pole, but doesn't manage to claim the fastest time. In his single lap time run, he only goes 4th fastest. Nevertheless, having been fastest in the qualifying heats, he scored the maximum points there, and there's still a good chance he'll end up on the podium as well. He's nothing if not a renowned fighter. The team watching on with interest at the end of the lap. Dubourg giving it plenty down at the bottom hairpin. That's where all that rear steer cam setting really comes into play. And he will have to wait and see who else can beat his time. Let's take a look at Peugeot driver Benjamin Rivière. Now, at this stage, provisional pole position held by Nico Prost, one of the electric four-wheel drive, four-wheel steer Andros racers. Racing against the petrol engine cars on a very level footing this season, no doubt about it. So heading down to the split. And 1700s, nearly 1800s behind Nico Prost. And the petrol engine cars and the electric cars has very different torque and handling characteristics, are not identical either. So let's see whether the petrol engine car can fire itself up the hill a little more quickly than its electric rival. Well, he finishes a 10th back in second place. Olivier Panis at this stage in third. Time now for his young son Aurélien to have his flying lap. And as you can clearly tell, again, an all-electric vehicle. Audible difference from Rivière, who you were just hearing with the engine bouncing off the rev limiter here. It's instant power, instant torque, no rev limiter. And all you can hear is the studs scrabbling through the ice on the cold, snowy night. 1600s up. Electric 1-2 at the moment. And that's a nice smooth line from Aurélien Panis. Didn't get out too wide like Rivière in the loose snow on the exit. And across the line, 1200s ahead. Panis and Prost, the 1-2. Well, this is the end of qualifying for Franck-Lagorce. Another of the electric cars damaged the front of the machine pretty badly. Significant damage there, and he was left to rue what might have been. Time for the Elite Pro Super Final. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg ahead of Aurélien Panis after the Super Pole runs. Benjamin Rivière and Nico Prost on row 2. And on row 3, Olivier Panis and Eddie Benezet, Audi and BMW. Didier Toral and Nathaniel Berton on row 4 as we get ready to race. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg makes a decent start. Aurélien Panis tucked in behind in the yellow plastic up electric machine. Then Benjamin Rivière in the Peugeot third. Nico Prost fourth in his all-electric racer. There is the red and white Motul machine. But it is the three-time champion Jean-Baptiste Dubourg who has the lead in the Elite Pro Super Final, day one of the Trophy Andros action here in Lans-En-Vercours. Aurélien Panis, Benjamin Rivière and Nico Prost, the battle for second place. Dubourg pulling away. There's Rivière. And then Prost falling into the clutches of Olivier Panis. Dubourg building a lead over Aurélien Panis and Benjamin Rivière. There's Prost, makes a mistake. Through comes Olivier Panis. Bish bosh bash, no question at all. He was always going for that gap. Nico Prost tried to get the door shut. Panis, the older Frenchman, having none of that whatsoever. Didier Toral in sixth position ahead of Eddie Benezet. Benezet dropping to the tail of the field quite quickly. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg 2.5 seconds ahead of the now three-way battle for second, because here comes Olivier Panis. Panis hasn't been able to compete in all the weekends, or Olivier hasn't, Aurélien has, due to other business commitments. Olivier Panis, a doughty competitor, really taking to the ice racing in the last few weekends without any question at all, been super competitive. And again, as you see, Benjamin Rivière making a little mistake, and Prost again makes a mistake, losing more ground there to Didier Toral. Leaders are well clear across the line. Nico Prost 4 seconds behind Olivier Panis. Didier Toral giving chase. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg ahead of Aurélien Panis, Benjamin Rivière, and Olivier Panis on the inside. Makes contact with the ice wall, but he had a really good run going on the Peugeot. The Audi driver still there, forces his way through at the chicane. And Riviere throwing up the snow and ice on the exit. Olivier Panis attacking hard now. And if you think he's going to be easy on his son, think again. If he gets there, he is absolutely going to make a lunge. Aurélien Panis will know that without a shadow of a doubt as well. He knows how hyper-competitive his father is. After all, he's grown up around him. So Aurélien had better mind his P's and Q's because Olivier is in hunter-killer mode. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg will benefit from this. He's 3 seconds ahead of Panis already. Oh, the Panis battle for second. Aurélien, a little more sideways perhaps. He lose ground there, he did to Olivier. Electric car fires itself off the corner superbly. Olivier, you can hear him rattling up and down the gearbox and dancing on the throttle, much as his way as a old school racing driver, manual gearboxes and all of that when he was a boy. And in fact, in much of his career. And Aurélien Panis, very used to the paddle shift, and I'm sure he's adapted extremely quickly to the electric car. With his dad behind, this could be really fantastic now. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, 2 seconds clear. And he may well be in preservation mode at the moment because the gap's not growing. Preserving his tyres for day 2. As Aurélien Panis battles dad Olivier, they are very close on the penultimate lap at the hairpin. Olivier has closed in, but catching and passing may be slightly different things. There's the leader, and here is the Panis family battle for the podium. Aurélien ahead of Olivier still. Jean-Baptiste making no mistakes here, taking no chances. Aurélien again, slow in and out of the hairpin. But it's that traction up the hill, the electric drive just fires him safely away from Olivier. Always sense the frustration. His father leaning forward against the safety belt straps, urging the car on. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg in the world of no pain now. It's the Panis' battle. He's opened up his margin a little, and again Olivier very tight on the inside. Can't get the car to rotate and get the power down. He's shunting up and down the gear shift. You can see that the engine takes a moment or two to pick up compared to the electric racer. I'd love to see the two Panises both in identical electric cars. That would be highly entertaining. Last lap, down to the hairpin. No doubting the winner here is there. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg from pole position. And Aurélien Panis has got the better of his dad. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg wins day 1 in Lans-En-Vercours in the super final. Applause from the team as Aurélien Panis and Olivier Panis claim second and third. But Jean-Baptiste Dubourg claims win number 3. Benjamin Rivière, third in the points, joins Aurélien Panis and Dubourg on the podium. So confirmation of the super final day 1 in the Elite Pro class. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, boy Panis ahead of dad Panis. Benjamin Rivière in 4th ahead of Nico Prost, Didier Terrell, Eddie Benezet and Nat Berton. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg again capturing the maximum number of points from everybody in the field. Aurélien Panis losing just 2 to him, and Benjamin Rivière just 1 point ahead of Nico Prost. Olivier Panis, for all his Sturm und Drang, 5th in the point scorers for the day, and that missing round has cost him dear. Son Aurélien, though, is still Jean-Baptiste Dubourg's closest and only realistic rival for the title. Time now to buckle up for a high-speed lap of Lans-En-Vercours in company of other similarly motivated nutcases on the bikes. Start of the final, day 2 in Lans-En-Vercours for the motorcycles, and our championship contenders hit the front fast. Leader is Vivian Gonnet, the number 4 machine, from number 11, Maxime Emery. They're the top 2 in the championship battle. Ready to establish themselves at the front. Ooh, careful, it's slipping out there, chaps. No harm done, it would seem. Get the kill switch back in and restart. So Vivian Gonnet easing away. It's a tough track for the bikers here. Trees everywhere. It's tight and twisty. Lots and lots of ruts as well. Gonnet and Emery in second position. Sylvain Dabert in third. Yellow jersey still being worn by Gonnet. He was the points leader coming in here, but Emery claimed victory on day 1 and now has a 5-point lead in the overall table. That is about to be undone. Sylvain Dabert closing in third position. Buckles further back in the pack as well. Leader starting to ease away. And Maxime Emery in second place still, but under increasing pressure from Sylvain Dabert. So Vivian Gonnet keeping his nose in front. Whoa, and a big lunge deep into the corner from Maxime Emery to try and hold off Sylvain Dabert. I think they both outbrake themselves there. Leader made a much neater job of the hairpin, but again, look at the way that the bikes are getting thrown around on the ruts. Maxime Emery, number 11, still hanging on to second. Sylvain Dabert all over the back of him. Can't quite get close enough to make it count though. Just a second and a half covering the top 3. These guys are clear of their rivals. They are starting to close on the leader. Maxime Emery has a big lunge again at the hairpin. Vivian Gonnet keeping it nice and neat and tidy on the inside on the way in. And that makes it look like Emery is closing super fast, but he's only half a second back. And Emery now starting to really mount a challenge. He's shaken off Sylvain Dabert to a degree. Not too much though. Dabert is still keeping him honest. But now he's trying to take the leader. Maxime Emery in second place, the biggest of the riders, and uses his body weight a great deal compared to his rivals. Sitting back on the rear wheel to try and help traction. See him fighting it. And gets right forward over the handlebars under braking to try and give the front wheel more traction. Vivian Gonnet in front in the yellow vest. Emery in the green, number 11. And Sylvain Dabert right there. And again, Dabert lunges late in under braking. Fantastic battle from these 3. Halfway through, and the leaders are still nose to tail. Back markers in front. So how is that going to affect the balance of power? Vivian Gonnet still leading from Maxime Emery and Sylvain Dabert. This is a 3-way race and a big slide from Vivian Gonnet. Just got caught out a little. Emery is very close now. He's well poised to make a move. Down the inside he comes. Block pass on the inside. Maxime Emery takes the lead from Vivian Gonnet. Sylvain Dabert still there in third place. Now, the question is, having got by because of a mistake from the leader, can Maxime Emery get away and get away clean? They are closing fast on the back markers. Emery in very deep and Gonnet goes down. Does he keep the engine running? He does, but he's going to lose second place to Sylvain Dabert. That was a moment for Emery. Dabert in second place. Vivian Gonnet drops the machine and is now 7 seconds back in third. Leader through traffic. 3 to go after this one. So Maxime Emery now with Sylvain Dabert to worry about. Vivian Gonnet 7 seconds back. And the rest of them, nothing to do with his race at all, as long as he keeps himself upright. And starting to go in very deep on the turns now and use those snow planks, the ice banks on the outside, to try and fire themselves out of the hairpin. We saw from Vivian Gonnet that there is not much grip in the middle of the corners. Back markers trying to stay out of the way. Sylvain Dabert now with 3 machines between him and the leader. And that's going to allow Maxime Emery to open up the margin a little. He's in traffic, Dabert trying to carve his way through, but therein lies danger. He just squeezes through. Dabert very determined not to lose ground. There is the leader, number 11 machine, still carving his way through traffic. Dabert is still in touch. 2 to go. Emery by 1.2 from Sylvain Dabert. Fantastic action from the motorcycles. Back markers may yet play a part. Emery on the inside of the hairpin in the rut finds the traction. Dabert with 2 bikes in front of him now, between himself and the leader. And Maxime Emery, cool, calm, collected. Whether he's feeling it or not, he's certainly riding it, and it looks as though he's managing to pick his way through traffic all right. Dabert again way out wide there, using the momentum around the long way. Final lap. And Dabert was clear enough of the leader that he could see the single digit being held up. And now Emery must give it everything. Sylvain Dabert is still close enough but goes down. Dabert overcooks it on the final lap. He goes down, he's got the engine running as well, and through, I think, yes, there's the number 4 machine, and that is Sylvain Dabert dropping down to 3rd place. Vivian Gonnet went through, and if Maxime Emery keeps it upright here, he will win this. There is the leader, takes a look behind, nobody close. Maxime Emery is going to take his 2nd win in Lans-En-Vercours. Wheelies across the line, and Vivian Gonnet will take 2nd ahead of Sylvain Dabert. So high drama for both the chasers. Maxime Emery on the top step, Vivian Gonnet in the yellow jersey, and Sylvain Dabert 37 on the right in 3rd place. Confirmation of that result. And the Husqvarna 1-2 ahead of Sylvain Dabert on the KTM, after both Vivian Gonnet and Sylvain Dabert went down, I was going to say the road, but obviously I mean the ice. So maximum point score for Maxime Emery, and that with the total for the day will put him back into the lead. Sylvain Dabert and Vivian Gonnet both scoring 13 points fewer. So Maxime Emery back out in front by 10 over Vivian Gonnet. And Sylvain Dabert looking now highly unlikely to retain his crown. No points dropped in the motorcycle competition. Let's take a look at the results of the qualifying heats and Super Pole for day 2 in Lans-En-Vercours, the Trophy Andros Elite Pro class, and Olivier Panis coming out on top, bagging all the points, ahead of Benjamin Rivière, Jean-Baptiste Bourg and Franck Lagorce. That should make for an entertaining second day's action. Mouth-watering stuff with Olivier Panis in fine combative form in day 1 already. Super final for the Elite Pro, day 2 in Lans-En-Vercours, penultimate race weekend. Olivier Panis from pole position ahead of Benjamin Rivière. Rivière in the Peugeot, absolutely flying in Super Pole, gets a clout from Jean-Baptiste Bourg, who hits the wall and traps Franck Lagorce against the ice. And Lagorce then basically blocking the track. Olivier Panis fighting the Audi through the ruts. Jean-Baptiste not making much of a job of getting by the two electric cars of Lagos and Aurélien Panis. Nico Prost does a slightly better job of observing the yellow flags. Nevertheless, Dubourg making a move on the Peugeot. He goes through. And eventually the race will be red flagged. Not before time, as the two electric cars are completely stuck. Repairs on the starting grid. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg's steering was damaged. Whether that was before he hit the stationary cars or after remains to be seen. Bad weekend gets worse for Franck Lagos. He can only smile about it with Olivier Panis. He's been dragged away. Aurélien Panis' car will be fixed in time. Great work from the mechanics to get the youngster back in action. And as they restart, there will be only 4 laps, but with the original grid, with the exception of the absent Franck Lagos. So clear the grid and getting ready to go again. Olivier Panis on pole position from Benjamin Rivière. And Panis will have to do it all again. Indeed, we'll be looking forward to doing it all again. Let's hope they get away cleanly this time. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg alone on row 2. There's Aurélien Panis. Away goes Olivier. And immediately Benjamin Rivière dropping in to shut the door on Dubourg. He's in 3rd place. Panis, Rivière, Dubourg. Didier Toral getting into 4th place ahead of the yellow car of Aurélien Panis and Nat Berton. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the hairpin. No dramas there. Daniel Berton in the green and grey number 3. Olivier Panis out front. Benjamin Rivière going with him in the Peugeot, looking neat and tidy. Panis hanging the tail out on the little Audi. Well judged stuff. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg there in 3rd place, trying to go with them. Then Didier Toral, the white and blue car, ahead of the yellow of Aurélien Panis. Toral ahead of Panis by just a fraction, in the same way that his dad is ahead of Benjamin Rivière by just a fraction. And if push comes to shove, I think push might have to come to shove. Panis drifts out wide, Rivière with a tight line, here's a chance. Didn't have enough of an overlap. Not against an old warhorse like Olivier Panis. He was never going to give that up. Rivière, though, is looking very racy in the Peugeot. He is all over the back of the Audi of Olivier Panis. Fantastic battle here. Well, Panis has produced some sparkling entertainment. Oh, and the Peugeot driver gets it all wrong. Backed out. I think he thought there was going to be big contact with Olivier Panis. I'm not entirely sure Panis didn't think so either. Well, that's cost Benjamin Rivière all the ground he made up on Olivier Panis, maybe just a little bit more. But again, he closes in immediately. This is absolutely top draw ice racing from the Trophy Andros here in Lans-En-Vercours. Olivier Panis in great form in day 1, great form in day 2 here as well. Day 1 he carved his way through the order here. He's trying to stay in front of a resurgent Benjamin Rivière. Shunts down the gears, and it's normally aspirated or petrol engine car versus petrol engine car, internal combustion versus internal combustion. First electric car in 4th place. Sweeping through the forest on this scenic track. Last lap message being given to the drivers. Panis leads from Rivière. And Rivière, oh, Panis hits the snowbank. Rivière can't get through. A chance for Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, and he gets shunted as Panis finds reverse. And Rivière is stuck nose on in the snowbank. The gap closed on Dubourg, but it's Olivier Panis who wrestles his way through into the lead again, having given it away pretty much. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg in 2nd, Aurélien Panis in 3rd. High drama there. Benjamin Rivière was looking to try and win it. Oh, and Aurélien Aurelian Panis on the inside can't get the drive on Jean-Baptiste Bourg. Checker flag is out. One of the tightest finishes of the season. Olivier Panis, Jean-Baptiste Bourg, Aurelian Panis, and then Benjamin Rivière just off the podium. Second win of the season for Olivier Panis. Benjamin Rivière and Jean-Baptiste Bourg, second and third in the standings. So confirmation of the super final result then on day 2. Olivier Panis by 1 second and no thousandths over Jean-Baptiste Bourg. Aurelian Panis ahead of Benjamin Rivière. And Olivier somehow managed to fumble his way back in front there, having almost given the race away. Outscores Rivière and Dubourg on day 2 here in Lans-En-Vercours. And as they head to the season's final scoring race in Super Besse, the Elite Pro title is still up for grabs. Jean-Baptiste Bourg 23 ahead of Aurelian Panis, who needed a better day, but not so much as Franck Lagorce did. Benjamin Rivière now 8 points ahead of Nat Berton, tied with Lagorce for third. Well, that's it from Lans-En-Vercours. We'll see you a week from now for the final scoring round in Super Besse, where the titles will be decided in the 30th season of the Trophée Andros.
Coming up after the break, we head to Springmount Raceway in far north Queensland for the latest instalment of the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars.